Welcome to your Polystudio training, where you're going to get ready for simultaneous learning. This is all the hardware included in your mobile cart. Let's go ahead and talk about each individual item. The hardware includes a screen panel. This is not an interactive monitor, it is just an extended display monitor. We have the mobile cart, which houses everything that you have from the TV screen to the webcam to all the cables and the controls. Then we have the Poly all-in-one camera. This is going to overtake the embedded camera that you have in your laptop and make it more immersive and interactive for your Zoom class. Then you have your hardware cables. Our HDMI cable serves as the purpose to connect your laptop and your TV through HDMI ports. Then you have the USB-C cord to HDMI adapter. This is for your newer laptops that do not have your VGA cord, which will connect to your projector. Then you have the USB-C to USB cord. This connects your Poly camera to your computer. Then we have the wireless keyboard. This can be used when you're giving a lecture and walking around the classroom and don't want to run back to your computer to hit next on your slide. And then we have the Poly camera remote. This has different functions. You can do presets, you can zoom in, you can use a volume, and tilt your camera screen in different ways. Then we have the TV remote, which is primarily used just to power on and off. This is an example of how you can set up your room. We want to have our Polystudio in front of us. Could be off at an angle, but we don't want it in front of any of the desks. The reason why we want it in front of us is for our zoomies to see what we're teaching. We also want to be able to see our zoomies. That way we can keep our teaching equitable and not forget about the kids that are not in our classroom. The way we set it up is anywhere from 6 to 8 feet away from us. That would give us a wiggle room of 12 feet walking range. All right, now let's watch a couple videos on how to set this up and how to make sure that we're using our screens appropriately. The first thing we'll do is connect the power strip that's located on the back of the TV. Once you connect the Polystudio, make sure that the red light is on. And now we take the HDMI cable that's hanging from our TV and connect it to the port in our laptop. We then take the remote to power on the TV. Once the TV is on, select HDMI 1. By default, your laptop will make your TV screen a duplicate of your computer screen. We need to change that. We want to make it an extended part of our screen. A shortcut for extending your screen is clicking the Windows button and the letter P at the same time. When you click Windows P, your projection options will pop up. You do not want to duplicate your screen because that's just mirroring your screen. What you want to do is extend your screen. We're going to take the second cord that's connected to the Polycam Studio and take the USB part of it and connect it to our computer. So the first cord that we connected was the HDMI to HDMI. That is going to take your computer screen and project it to this TV screen. The second cord that we connected was a USB-C to the USB cord, which came from the camera of the Polystudio. That's going to overtake the camera from your computer and the audio. If you want to connect to your projector, you simply use your VGA cord. If your laptop does not have a VGA cord, you can use the adapter we provided, an HDMI to USB-C cord. You're going to take the USB-C cord and connect it to your computer. And then take the HDMI cord from your projector and connect that to your extension. Connecting the projector to your computer allows you to have a third screen and the ability to use the interactive projector. So now that we connected everything, we have 3 screens. We have the Polystudio Camera screen, the projector, and we also have the computer screen. I'm going to teach you how to use each screen and how to identify each screen. We have our laptop for our privacy screen, our Polystudio for our zoomies, and our projector for our slide decks that zoomies and roomies can see. To identify your screens, go to your search bar and type in display. Select duplicate or extend and scroll up. You'll see 3 different screens. Screen 1 is normally your computer screen, but you want to click identify. And when you do, on the bottom left corner, you're going to see a number on each screen. This would come in handy when setting up your monitors. Make sure that your screen 3 is on the right side of your screen 1 and your screen 2 is on the left side of your screen 1. If not, then make sure to rearrange them accordingly. So now that we identified the 3 screens, we're going to see each screen and what we're going to use them for while using the Polystudio through simultaneous learning. The Polystudio's sole purpose is to see our zoomies while we teach simultaneously. Our projector is going to be used to display all of our slide decks or anything that we're using in class for the zoomies and the roomies. And the last screen over here, your computer screen, that's going to be acting like your privacy screen. No one's really going to see that one, and that's where you're going to control everything that you're using. We're also going to go over some functions in Zoom that you need to know when using your Polystudio. Now that everything's connected, we're on Zoom. We're going to go ahead and set up our Polystudio and open the camera by pressing the drop-down button and connecting to our Polystudio video. This will allow your computer to take over with your Polystudio Cam, which is beneficial for your zoomies because they can see you as you move, and as you speak, the camera will zoom in on you. And this is what the zoomies can see. Another thing we have to make sure to do is select our Polystudio for our audio as well in Zoom. We're going to go ahead and select that drop-down menu, and we're going to select Echo Canceling Speaker, Polycam Studio Audio. We're going to do that for both select speaker and microphone. So now everything's connected to our Polystudio. Next thing we're going to do is show you how to make sure that all your Zoom class is on the Polystudio and your decks are going to be here on your projector. That way your zoomies and roomies get to see what's on your projector. We're going to go ahead and go to share screen. And when we do that, we have an identifier on the top left corner so you can see which one is which. We're going to go ahead and select screen 3 as the screen that we want to share for our zoomies and our roomies. At that point, Zoom will separate your participants, and we can just take that and drag it right over to our Polystudio screen. And then we have our decks that we can drag over to our projector screen. All right, so we went over a couple of things. We went over first how to connect all the hardware and cables. Then we went over how to identify your display screens, the 3 that we have here. Then we also went over a few of the Zoom features and how to select what goes on which screen. So we have our zoomies right here. We have our decks on our projector. And we have our privacy screen on our laptop. Now we're going to go over our control and the features the control has. And in our next mini demo, we'll go ahead and go over how we use our interactive pens. That way our zoomies and roomies will be able to see what's on our screen and what we annotate. For our control settings, we have the zoom button. We have the volume. This is to gauge our camera, to move it to the right, to lean it to the left, to tilt it up and tilt it down. Then we have pre-existing settings, settings 1 and 2. And we have our call buttons. We don't have to really worry about those. Bluetooth, we also don't have to worry about. And we have our mute button. If you hold this button down for 10 seconds, it'll help auto zoom your Polystudio camera. So we're going to start off with autofocus. If you look at the camera right here, this is the Polystudio camera. No matter what we do, as long as we are speaking, the camera will follow us 6 feet to our right, 6 feet to our left. So that gives a whole 12 feet to wiggle around, to move around with. Okay, so if we want to stop that, we're going to hold this for 10 seconds or for a few seconds, about 5 seconds. We hold it. Then you're going to notice the camera is going to readjust and it's no longer going to move at all. So now we have to make the camera adjust with the zoom button and the tilt buttons. So if you look at the camera again, I'm gonna start zooming, and you're gonna see that it zooms in on me, but it's just gonna zoom straight. So I'm gonna use those tilt functions that I was talking about, the tilt functions that I was talking about right here, and we're gonna go ahead and tilt the camera up to my face. So there's tilt, and I'm tilting the camera left and right, down and up, zooming in and out with those functions that I talked to you about. So those are the functions we just went over, zooming in and out, and then all the tilt functions of the camera. Okay, now we're gonna go over presets. So let's say we want this to be our preset 1, just like the radios. We're just gonna go ahead and hold down preset 1, just like our radios back in the day, and then we're gonna go ahead and fix the camera to another preset. So let's say we wanted to go to our desk when we're working, and when we stand up, we want it to be where we already preset the camera. So here we go, preset 2. All right, so if I'm working, I have it on preset 2, and then I stand up and I'm going to the whiteboard. I'm gonna go ahead and press preset 1, and you're gonna see how it jumps to the whiteboard. So we were over there, preset 2. That's preset 1. Now it's here at the whiteboard. Cool. And so if you want to automatically mute yourself as well on Zoom, you can just press that red button. That's going to go ahead and mute the speaker. They're not going to be able to hear you anymore. And if you want to go back to automatic zoom, we just go ahead and hold that for 5 seconds. And if you look back at the screen, you're going to see that it is going to continue to follow me again like it was earlier. Guys, so now that you know how to set up the Polystudio, I hope you're ready for simultaneous learning. And stay tuned for my next demo on how to use the interactive pens.